In the top stories, Music Festival 2026 cast announced, CCRIF makes US $91.9 million payouts to Jamaica following Hurricane Melissa, and Taiwan and US strengthen cooperation in AI communications. Hello and welcome to the ZIZ Midday Major Newscast. I am Jasmine Thomas. The wait is over as the first round of artists for the 2026 St. Kitts Music Festival was announced last evening. This year's event takes place from the 25th to the 27th of June. Some of the names on the cast include reggae acts, the iconic Beres Hammond, Mavado, Steel Pulse, soca legend Marshall Montano, Crossfire, reigning local power soca champion Brandon, Ruckus H.E., New Vibes, and R&B singer Fantasia. Minister of Tourism Marsha Henderson thanked those who continue to contribute to the music festival's success. She emphasized the impact of the music festival reaches all sectors of society.
The St. Kitts Music Festival is far more than entertainment. In fact, it is one of our flagship tourism products, driving visitor arrivals, supporting our businesses, and showcasing the creativity, the talent, and vibrant spirits of St. Kitts to the world. It also plays a key role in our broader tourism strategy, supporting airlift, encouraging longer stays, and helping to position St. Kitts as a dynamic, year-round destination, one that delivers real benefits to our people. The economic activity stirred by this festival is one that trickles into the pockets of the ordinary man, helping therefore to transform lives.
Minister Henderson then encouraged Kittitians and divisions living abroad to return home for the festival.
This evening, I also want to thank and extend a special message to our diaspora around the world. We are inviting you to come home once again and to experience the island that has shaped you. The St. Kitts Music Festival is a homecoming.
Another major 2026 music festival announcement is expected this Friday. The January 2026 voters list has been published and is now available to the public online at legal.gov.kn. Officials say the publication of the voters list is proceeding as scheduled and has not been affected by the recent disclosure of unauthorized remote access to the electoral office's computer systems, which remains under investigation. The Office of the Supervisor of Elections has confirmed that preliminary assessments show the voters' register and electoral lists were not compromised, altered, or corrupted. Authorities have also stressed that the normal operations of the electoral office continue without disruption. Voter registration, the distribution of voter identification cards, and all other electoral services remain fully functional, and the electoral office is open to the public as usual. Investigations into the unauthorized access are being conducted with the support of the Information Technology Department and the White Collar Crime Unit of the Royal St. Christopher and Nevis Police Force. Members of the public are encouraged to review the January voters list online and to contact the electoral office should they require any assistance. Ambassador Mutrus Williams, permanent representative of St. Christopher and Nevis to the United Nations, was among 9 UN permanent representatives who met with President Sadir Zaparov of the Kyrgyz Republic in the Bishkek, Kyrgyzstan on January 29. The engagement brought together permanent representatives from Andorra, Chad, Gabon, Guatemala, Guinea-Bissau, Guyana, Namibia, St. Christopher and Nevis, and South Sudan for a high-level exchange on global challenges and opportunities for stronger multilateral cooperation. Discussions with President Zaparov covered a wide range of international issues, including the evolving geopolitical landscape threats to regional and global security, counter-terrorism efforts, climate change, nuclear non-proliferation, and progress toward the Sustainable Development Goals. President Zaparov reaffirmed Kyrgyzstan's commitment to the principles of the United Nations Charter, international law, and the peaceful resolution of conflicts. He stressed that at a time of heightened global instability, dialogue, solidarity, and constructive engagement among states are more important than ever. He also underscored Kyrgyzstan's readiness to contribute to global security efforts, support sustainable development initiatives, and advocate for the interests of developing countries and small states. The permanent representatives commended Kyrgyzstan for its socio-economic progress and its active role in promoting international cooperation, peaceful conflict resolution, and sustainable development. They noted the country's consistent advocacy for small and developing states and its efforts to promote a more inclusive and balanced international order. The meeting concluded with a shared commitment to deepen cooperation in key areas, including the protection and sustainable development of mountain regions, expanded trade and economic ties, investment and tourism, and cultural and educational exchanges. Now for a look at news on the regional scene. CCRIF SPC, the Caribbean Catastrophe Risk Insurance Facility, has made 2 payments to Jamaica following Hurricane Melissa in October 2025, totaling US $91.9 million. The first payment, announced on October 31, was a record US $70.8 million under Jamaica's tropical cyclone policy, the largest ever issued by CCRIF. A second payment of US $21.1 million was confirmed on November 6 under the country's excess rainfall policy. Officials say the funds provided immediate liquidity to support urgent response, stabilize public services, and protect fiscal sustainability. Both payments were made within 14 days of the events. CCRIF's parametric insurance policies are a key part of Jamaica's disaster risk financing strategy, enabling the government to support vulnerable populations, repair infrastructure, and advance resilience building efforts. Since joining CCRIF in 2007, Jamaica has received 5 payments under tropical cyclone and excess rainfall policies, totaling US $122 million. CCRIF CEO Isaac Anthony stated that these payments represent more than financial support, highlighting the organization's commitment to certainty, solidarity, and resilience for member countries. With total payments across the region now exceeding $483 million, CCRIF continues to provide rapid financial response and support climate resilience in the Caribbean and Central America. A U.S. federal judge has blocked the government from terminating temporary protected status, or TPS, for Haitians just 1 day before the policy was set to expire. The ruling affects an estimated 350,000 Haitian immigrants, protecting them from deportation and ensuring their work permits remain valid. U.S. District Court Judge Anna Reyes criticized the Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem's decision to end TPS, calling it arbitrary and capricious and in violation of federal law. Reyes noted that the decision failed to account for the continuing political instability, gang violence, and poverty in Haiti, and found that part of the decision may have been influenced by racial bias. A spokesperson for the Department of Homeland Security said the Trump administration is considering seeking Supreme Court intervention. Communities in South Florida which hosts tens of thousands of Haitian immigrants, are expected to be directly impacted by the court's decision. On the international scene, Taiwan and the United States have agreed to strengthen cooperation in several key digital areas following talks held in Washington, D.C. The agreement was reached during the 6th Economic Prosperity Partnership Dialogue held on the 27th of January. According to Taiwan's Ministry of Digital Affairs, discussions focused on artificial intelligence governance, communications resilience, and digital industry development. During the meeting, Deputy Minister of Digital Affairs Isabel Hu witnessed the signing of a joint statement on the Pax Silica Declaration and the U.S.-Taiwan cooperation on economic security. Officials say the agreement supports digital policy development under Taiwan's Artificial Intelligence Fundamental Act passed in December of 2025. Who said trust remains central to artificial intelligence development and noted that Taiwan is expected to serve as a key hub in the global AI hardware supply chain under the Pax Silica framework. The two sides also discussed developing a trustworthy traditional Chinese language database to support large language models and sovereign AI development. In addition, talks addressed communications resilience, including efforts to protect undersea cables and other critical information structure. Officials say Taiwan is also seeking to expand its emergency satellite communications network through partnerships with U.S. low Earth orbit satellite service providers. The Ministry of Digital Affairs said both sides will continue working to build a secure and mutually beneficial digital partnership. Iranian President Masoud Pezeshkian has announced that Iran is ready to enter negotiations with the United States following requests from friendly governments in the region. Pezeshkian said talks will proceed only if a suitable environment exists, free from threats or unreasonable expectations, and within the framework of Iran's national interests. The discussions are expected to take place in Istanbul on Friday, according to U.S. media reports. The announcement follows warnings from Iran's supreme leader, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, that any attack on Iran could spark regional conflict. U.S. President Donald Trump has threatened intervention over Iran's nuclear program and a crackdown on protesters, building up military forces nearby, including the aircraft carrier USS Abraham Lincoln. The talks come after last year's strikes on Iranian nuclear facilities carried out by both the U.S. and Israel. Internally, Iran has experienced widespread protests, with human rights groups estimating that tens of thousands of people have been killed, including children and government-associated individuals. Officials say public anger remains high and fears no longer a deterrent to demands for political change. We now take a look at the weather. Present weather across St. Kitts and Nevis is cloudy with a slight dust haze. Winds are a light breeze at around 5 miles per hour from the northeast. Seas range from 1.2 to 1.8 meters or 4 to 6 feet, with northerly swells of up to 1.6 meters or 6 feet. As a result, a high surf advisory remains in effect. Today, conditions will be partly sunny with a 10% or slight chance of showers. Tonight, expect partly cloudy skies with a 40% or moderate chance of showers. Sunset this evening is set to be at about 8 minutes past 6, and sunrise tomorrow is expected to be at approximately 20 minutes before 7. That brings us to the end of the Midday Major Newscast. Join us this evening for these stories and more in detail. Thank you for tuning in. I am Jasmine Thomas. God bless you.